Welcome to another season of the Silver and Black Show. In this week's overview, brought to you by Hawaiian Airlines, Jim and I get you ready for a Monday night matchup against the Denver Broncos.
Pressure coming, it's Von Miller!
I sit down with rookie safety Jonathan Abram.
So if we handle our business as a team, everything else will take care of itself individually.
And head coach John Gruden joins Chris Townsend in studio to break down some film.
Here he is against Clay Matthews when we're scrimmaging the Ram.
All that and more on the Silver and Black Show, starting right now. Welcome to another season of the Silver and Black Show. I'm your host, Nicole Zaloumis, alongside our two-time Super Bowl champion, Jim Plunkett. Jim, it's a special season for the Raiders because they are celebrating 60 years of this historic franchise. I'm sure you have a ton of memories during that time.
Oh, I certainly do. There have been a lot of great moments in Raider history, and hopefully they're going to be able to add to it this year. But I can specifically remember a lot of great times, both before I got here and after I've left. But I really enjoyed my time with the Raiders here in Oakland and in LA.
Well, I can't think of a better present than bringing in arguably one of the best receivers that we've seen in this game, and that's Antonio Brown. How special is the addition of AB?
Oh, I think he'll be a dynamic player for the Raiders. Certainly help Derek Carr out in a lot of situations. He's going to be a deep threat. He's going to have those defensive backs away from the line of scrimmage because of all the things he can do down the field. And it should be a very exciting season for the Raiders as well as Antonio Brown.
Well, speaking of Derek Carr, this is an important season for him because he gets to repeat the same offense for a second year in a row. We know what his numbers look like when he's been in that position before, and it's only twice in his 6 years here. How do we look at those expectations that we have for him realistically?
Well, we always look enthusiastically about what Derek Carr is able to accomplish. We've seen him at his best. And, last year he struggled, and obviously it's not all his fault. There's a lot of people involved in running an offense. But hopefully we want to see him have a bounce back year. Hopefully they've upgraded the offensive line. They've got receivers that are going to be, helping him make that offense tick, and hopefully we'll have a good year offensively.
Jim, you played this position, so how comfortable is Derek going to be when you have the same person calling the plays?
Well, you're always going to be more comfortable now. You know what the coach is looking for offensively, what he's going to call in certain situations, so it should be, goes along with your own thinking out there on the football field. But it should be beneficial to both. The offensive coordinator knows what Derek Carr can do best in certain situations, and Derek Carr has the confidence that he's going to call the right play in those situations.
So now let's look at what's in store for them, because the first 2 weeks of the season is no easy task for the Raiders. They welcome the Denver Broncos on Monday Night Football. We know what this Broncos defense means. So what are your expectations for this Broncos D? Is there someone that you're looking at in particular?
Well, Von Miller has always been. He's been an All-Pro. He's going to create havoc with that offensive line of the Raiders. You got to find a way to stop him. Maybe double team him occasionally. They had a rookie last year in Bradley Chubb who had 12 sacks a year ago. So he's going to have to be somebody else to contend with as well. But you can't always worry about double teaming each and every player. Some of those offensive linemen have to do the job on their own one-on-one. On occasion, not every time. And hopefully they'll be able to get the job done up front and give Derek the time to throw the football and the runners holes to run through.
A lot of new additions for them in the offseason, and I want to start with their signal caller, Joe Flacco, because he's 34 years old. However, this is a Super Bowl MVP, and you were once in a similar situation, 33 years old for the Raiders, and you went on to win 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I've got a lot of experience coming into the Broncos organization. Not going to make a whole lot of mistakes, but I think, you slow down a little bit at that age. You don't run as much, you don't get out of trouble as much, and hopefully that will help the Raiders, being able to contain him, putting pressure on him, and having him get rid of the ball sooner than he wants to. But Joe's an experienced guy. He knows what it takes to win out there. And, I think it was a great addition for the Broncos, who's been struggling at the quarterback position these last few years.
Is there something to be said about a change of scenery for a player?
Sure, sometimes you get a new breath of life. You feel excited, exhilarated. You're in a new situation. You hope to do well. All your expectations are pretty positive going into a new situation. And they brought you in for a reason, because they think you can help them win football games. And and sometimes that breath of fresh air, as when I got to the Raiders, having been traded and released from 2 different teams prior to coming to the Raiders, it breathed a new life in me.
All right, Jim, we have to take a break here, but coming up, Chris Townsend sits down with head coach John Gruden to break down some film.
Well, they're a good defensive team. We saw them twice last year. Fangio is one of the best defensive coaches, so we're preparing for a lot. They haven't shown much with their personnel or with their scheme like they did in Chicago. So I know this, when you watch the Bears and you start using your imagination with Von Miller and Chubb and Harris and the players they do have, it'll be a very challenging experience for us. We're excited about it.
All right, Coach, here we are again. Another season. It's going to be phenomenal, and it's the Denver Broncos and Vic Fangio coming to town as the new head coach. It's going to be a lot of fun at the Coliseum.
It really is, and the old rivalry is something I got a lot of respect for, but Von Miller's coming in here. You have Chubb, who's an emerging star, and a great defensive coach in Vic Fangio, with a new quarterback in Joe Flacco, who's won a Super Bowl title, so we'll have our hands full.
Yeah, Paul Gunther's going to have to dial some up for old Joe, and I know they know each other real well.
Very, very much so. So it'll be fun. I can't wait to see the fans in the black hole.
Let's go over some film, because you got a new big right tackle, and this is going to be a big part of your offense.
Well, nobody's been talking about this Brown. This is Trent Brown, and at 6'8", 340 pounds, 350 pounds, whatever you want to put him on the scale at. He's been a real big part of our building process, and here he is against Clay Matthews when we're scrimmaging the Rams. He's been a guy that's been very reliable as a one-on-one pass protector. He gives us some girth and some thump on the right side, which you have to have at the point of attack. And we're pleased to have him as an Oakland Raider. And Denzel Good is going to start at right guard, so we won't be lacking for size.
When you stand next to him on the sidelines, it's hard to believe how big he really is.
I know, that's Clay Matthews. He's a big, powerful, great player in this league. And when you see him rushing against Trent, it doesn't look clear to you. It's like, how big is this right tackle? So size and length and pass protection production is a big reason why Trent Brown is wearing a Super Bowl ring, and we want him on the right side. That's the side Derek Carr can see. He can see that coming off that right side, and we want big Trent Brown to be a big part of our future.
And then another guy we're going to be looking at is your top draft pick out of Clemson.
Yeah, we have a Ferrell who comes in from Clemson. Here he is rushing against the Rams. The thing we love about Ferrell, Chris, is he can play in any situation. He can play right end. He can play left end. You can put him inside and let him rush over a guard. And he's a good run defender. And that allows us to possibly get more third down situations so we can rush. But he's been as advertised. He's a great leader. He's an excellent finisher. And he plays with supreme effort. Raider fans are going to be proud of Ferrell.
And the passion that he brings for football.
Yeah, passion he brings for football and just life itself. He's a fun guy to be around. Max Crosby, another rookie defensive end. We got 8 rookies that are going to essentially start in this game, with Jacobs, Ingold at fullback, Moreau at tight end, Renfro's in the slot, Ferrell, Abram, our punter. Here's Max Crosby. So there's a lot of young guys that we're excited about, and we're going to rally around them in the black hole.
Year 2, you and Derek Carr, your relationship, what is it like?
Well, I think it's been strengthened. You know, it takes time to form a relationship with anybody. Look at you and I in year 2. Look how much we love doing this show, man. I mean, the more you're around somebody and the more behind the scenes time that you spend with somebody, the better your relationship becomes. I know him better. He knows me better. He certainly knows this system better. And a lot of these players have chosen to come to the Raiders to play with Derek Carr. So he's become the undisputed leader on our offense, been selected as a team captain, and I'm really proud of him, and I can't wait to see how he plays.
Monday Night Football, the Coliseum, the Denver Broncos. We've been waiting a long time for this, Coach. I can't wait for the start of the season. Good luck on Monday Night Football.
Thanks, Chris.
Let's go get a win.
Hey, do your thing today now.
I got you.
Do your thing.
Hey.
Throw the ball, be smart. I want to see you in our defense. Put your spin on it.
Got you.
That's the try.
You know I got you.
Let me feel you today.
Hey, let's communicate, let's execute. Hey, 2nd and 3. They ain't got no stick to him. Give him a hug. Boy, you better hug. Give him a hug. Give that boy a hug. Give that boy a hug.
After being selected in the first round of the April draft, rookie safety Jonathan Abram burst onto the scene with his fiery personality and his explosive play on the field. I recently sat down with the new number 24 to talk about life as a Raider.
Make sure y'all don't get my feet. I ain't got no shoes on. It looks better when I split.
Oh, okay. All right. He likes the glow.
Perfect.
First round safety, Jonathan Abram out of Mississippi State. You're a part of a team that gave up the fewest touchdowns in 2018, and now you sit here in silver and black. How does it feel?
Honestly, I really can't even wrap my head around it. It still feels like a dream, honestly.
You have this bravado about you. This is learned very early on because of Hard Knocks, but you have a little bit of a chip on your shoulder. Has it always been like that?
Yes, always. No matter what sport it was, from track to baseball, even basketball when I did play, I always felt like I had something to prove, not to prove anybody else wrong, but to prove myself right.
But do you just have one level, one motor? Is it hard to scale back? I mean,
Two speeds.
We saw Coach telling you to scale back, and you're like, can't do it.
It's 2 speeds, fast and very fast. That's it. Nothing else matters.
You mentioned some of your teammates. Talk to me a little bit about Hunter Renfrow, another rookie, going up against him.
I always have admired Hunter, even when he was at Clemson. Seeing him play on national TV and the things that he did at that level was unbelievable, just hearing his story. Like I said, I always admired him. From being a walk-on to going out there competing 3 national championships, winning 2.
Watson, touchdown! Hunter Renfrow.
It's a kid's dream, especially, walk-on, because how we view walk-ons at Mississippi State, they weren't going to play. So for him to go out there and to prove that he should be out there and then to play at the highest level possible and to have a game-winning catch and then to get drafted and to be starting in the NFL, it's unbelievable.
Let's look at your coaches. You come in here, John Gruden is your head coach. What has it been like working with Gruden?
I think that's probably the best thing for me. The one thing that he encourages everybody on the team to do is be yourself, go out here, have fun, and the rest will take care of itself.
Raiders on 3. 1, 2, 3. Raiders.
Do you respond well to vocal coaches?
Oh, yeah.
So you've had vocal coaches in the
I've
past?
had vocal, non-vocal. You just have to adapt.
How about your defensive backs coach?
He's a really great guy. He knows a lot of football. He's been around a lot of great guys. He's coaching a lot of championship caliber teams. So he knows what it takes, and he's going to get us going every single week.
I knew it was going to happen.
Take me through your Hard Knocks experience because you emerged as a star of the show.
Salmon or salmon?
Salmon.
This is like blowing up. Are you going to trademark it? I saw you wearing a shirt.
Yeah. I haven't thought about it yet. But we selling shirts, and that's about it right now.
But you do like to fish. That's
Yeah.
one of your hobbies, right?
Yes. Fishing and hunting.
What's your biggest catch?
I caught a 54-pound black drum.
Where do you even? I'm not.
I fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
Okay, all right. So other hobbies outside of fishing and hunting, you obviously have a family that takes a lot of your free time from you. What has it been like being a father and a football player?
You have a lot of responsibilities with football, and it kind of prepares you. But being a father and with football, it goes hand in hand. I have to take care of my business here at work so I can take care of my business at home and vice versa.
Your daughter Harley is 2.
Yes.
And then you also have, is it a French bulldog named Quinn?
Yeah, Harley Quinn.
I'm not a comic book person, but I've been told that Harley Quinn, there's some connection there, so please enlighten us.
So the Joker, so my favorite movie is Suicide Squad. And
Okay,
so
good movie, I know that.
Yeah, Harley Quinn is one of the main characters. And so when we named my daughter Harley, it was only right to get her Quinn. They are Harley Quinn to the T. They are horrible together. Horrible. They tear up everything. They go in there, pull stuff out the drawers, and the dog bite it up for her, and they be on the couch. It's a lot with them two.
You were born in 1996?
Yes.
Who did you grow up watching? Who was your hero?
Football or just in general?
Give me football, baseball, or it could be basketball.
Baseball was Derek Jeter.
Okay, all right.
Nobody else.
Football? You're laughing, so there's someone.
Yeah, but he don't play my position.
That's all right.
I wanted to be a quarterback.
Okay, well, you were a quarterback.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, and he's still playing.
Yeah, that's why it's so funny, because he's old enough to be my dad. I always watched him growing up. I watched the Patriots.
So there has to be a little piece of you that wants to
I really
want
to play them so bad. So we got to make it to the playoffs and play them.
Yeah, that's right. And then pick off your idol.
Yes, and then give him to sign my ball.
Thanks for the gift, Tom.
Yeah.
Man, stay low.
Let's look ahead to the season because you guys start off
Monday night.
Denver Broncos, Monday Night Football, and then not a lot of rest when you welcome in the Kansas City Chiefs. Where is your mind?
Just getting ready to play against Denver Broncos. Can't really look too far ahead. Just have to go out there week by week, game by game, and take care of the opponent.
When you think of Raider Nation, the fan base, they've obviously embraced you so much. What is your thought walking out there on the field?
I
knowing
can't
that-
wait. I can't wait. Everybody tries to tell you, what it's gonna be like. Getting a taste of it just in preseason. Like, we were in Arizona. It was crazy because it felt like a home game. They were Raiders, and it was just so loud, like we were at home.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of emotions, I'm sure, for the fans, seeing the team come in and out.
And then watching us kick ass, so it's gonna be even better.
You're wearing number 24. What are your predictions this season?
For us to go all the way and win it all. So if we do that, I always know that individual accolades it'll come along with it. So if we handle our business as a team, everything else will take care of itself individually.
Play fake. Back is Plunkett. Time to throw. Deep to the end zone to Branch. It is caught by Branch. Touchdown Raiders. He won a wrestling match against Roydell Young on the 1-yard line. Holy Toledo. Cliff Branch's second touchdown catch of the day. Roydell Young could not have played him better. Branch just won a wonderful battle between two men who were in a dead heat when that ball was there for grabs.
Cliff will be missed. Welcome back to the Silver and Black Show. Jim, the Raiders lost a lot of people during the offseason, but I think one in particular that stands out because you had a close relationship is Cliff Branch.
Yeah, absolutely. He was one of the most dynamic players in the league for a long time with his speed. He was a track guy at Colorado. The guy could fly, and he was somebody to be reckoned with each and every game for that defense, no matter who we were playing. And he came up with a lot of big plays. Obviously, we had a 99-yarder against the Redskins back in 1983, defenders play off him. They're afraid of Cliff Branch's speed, and we had a lot of great times together. He made a lot of spectacular plays for us, and he'll certainly be missed by the Raider organization and by me in particular.
Thinking back to some special moments that you shared personally with Cliff, is there a story that you can share with us?
It's hard to say, but he was one of those guys. He'd come into the huddle and start kind of yelling at me, talking to me, or whatever, about I can beat my guy, I can beat him deep, I can beat him short, I can beat him across the field, get me the ball. And I always had to calm him down, but more often than not, he came through with a big play in almost every ball game we played together in.
For those that don't know, maybe some of our younger fans, what was Cliff's personality like?
Very, very bubbly guy, always excited, always upbeat, always ready to go for the big play. A lot of fun to be around, and he got that huddle excited when he came up with one of those big plays of his, and he never failed to amaze you at how fast the guy can run.
Well, he definitely will be missed.
He will.
That's going to do it for this edition of the Silver and Black Show. Make sure that you join us next week as the Raiders welcome the AFC West reigning champs, Kansas City Chiefs. On behalf of Jim Plunkett, Chris Townsend, John Gruden, and all of us here at Silver and Black Productions, I'm Nicole Zaloumis. Go Raiders!
This has been a presentation on the Team of the Decades, presented by Silver and Black Productions.